Some Christians may think that I changed my life Sunday just by showing up to Hillsong, New York City, and it's like, no, not really. I've gone to Hillsong, New York City before, like over 5 years ago, and I went there a few times and enjoyed some praise and worship music and some, preaching from the pastors. But I'm poor, so I guess it's just good that I showed up a few times rather than show up regularly with no money to donate to the church. So I guess it's just fine. It's okay. I got to see Hillsong New York City for what it is and just show up from time to time just to see what it's all about. And Sunday, I decided to go to Hillsong, New York City, and it wasn't the first time I went to New York City Hillsong. It just wasn't the first time I went to Hillsong, New York City, but it was the first time I went to Hammerstein Ball. When I went to Hillsong, New York City a few years ago, it was pretty much a new chapter of Hillsong Church, and they had their services at Irving Plaza, like around the Village area, and I got to see it, and it was cool. And I don't know when they started changing their locations and everything, but I went to Hillsong, New York City Church Sunday, and was able to see the Hammerstein Ball, and it's definitely a lot bigger than um, Irving Plaza. Um, it's definitely a lot bigger than the old place, and before I came in to Hammerstein Ball, I was like walking around the city feeling hot and tired, but like pretty much after a half hour, I was in a freezing cold auditorium and I felt like I needed a blanket to cover me up, even though I was wearing my pajamas underneath my clothes, and I was wearing jeans and a brown cowboy t-shirt um, over my pink pajama shirt. So I sort of just walked out of the house, um, with some clothes over my pajamas and just decided to go to Hillsong, New York City on Sunday. And it was like I showed up to Hillsong, New York City thinking that nothing is going to really change today. I know I'm just a loser being here, and like nothing is going to really change. I'll just show up Sunday, I'll enjoy some good praise and worship music, and that'll be my day. And that was my day Sunday. I just got to walk around the city. Um, Going to the city is just always a treat for me, but I got to walk around the city. I got to walk around Penn Station. I got to see that area of Manhattan, and I got to, spend a day at Hammerstein Mall. Not mall. I got to spend a day at Hammerstein Mall, and I got to enjoy some good praise and worship music. Believe it or not, I was easily moved by the praise and worship music. It's like it's music I don't really know. Like I know some praise and worship music, but I don't think I was really familiar with the music that they had. But I was able to like easily, groove to the music that I was listening there. But I couldn't feel like I could go out of my way dancing. It seemed like everybody else in the church like wasn't really dancing. Well, they weren't really grooving too hard to the music. it seemed like I was the only one that could be easily swayed by the music. But I wasn't dancing too hard or everything. Maybe just a little bit, just gliding here or there. But no, it just I was just there, and I was able to enjoy the music, and that's exactly what happened. I showed up to Hillsong New York City Sunday. I enjoyed some praise and worship music. I heard some preaching, and oh yeah, the pastor talked about the book of Jonah, and I think he talked about some stuff that was relevant um, to what was going on in my personal life. But I didn't see Carl Lentz. I guess I could say he's the head pastor. I was only able to see him on the TV screen, and he talked about the recent tragedy that happened in Virginia, West Virginia. Kind of bad. I don't know precisely if it's Virginia or West Virginia, but he talked about it and he said it was bad. And Hillsong New York City, Hillsong Church denounces racism and doesn't approve of anything that the KKK does in their organization. Um, Carl Lentz wanted to make it clear that Hillsong Church does denounce racism, and um, racism isn't anything that should be tolerated at Hillsong Church. That was his stance on the recent attacks that sort of happened over the weekend in Virginia, West Virginia. Um, kind of bad that, I don't feel too confident to say exactly if it was Virginia, West Virginia. It happened somewhere there. So he talked about it, and so it was bad. Um, it might be awful if I don't know that it was Charlesville, North Carolina. Oh well. There was some there were recent events that happened over the weekend, and it's caused a big national debate in recent news media today. Um, so I don't need to delve too deeply into it. Um, but no, I denounce racism too. Racism is bad. Um, I'm looking at the clock. And it's past 8 minutes. I've already talked for 8 minutes. Um, but why did I want to show up to Hillsong New York City? Yeah, that's because I read that Justin Bieber has been meeting up with Carl Lentz, the pastor of Hillsong New York City, and I just showed up sort of dreaming that I could see Carl Lentz at Hillsong, but if I saw him, I didn't think I'd be able to act so bold and forward and just tell him if I could meet Justin Bieber. I I just didn't think, even if I saw Carl there at Hillsong Church, I couldn't feel like I was gonna bring my energy to him forward and just say, hey, could I meet Justin Bieber? And could I talk to Justin Bieber? And, could I just hang out with Justin Bieber just to see if I really like him and everything? And of course, I thought to myself, well, even if I went that far, okay, so even if I did meet Carl, and if I told Carl that I want to meet Justin Bieber, and if I did get to hang out with Justin Bieber, I couldn't feel like I could act bold and direct with Justin Bieber. I mean, Justin Bieber might think at my age I look and feel no different than 18. So, I mean, I honestly get told all the time that I look younger for my age. It's very rare that I get told that I look older for my age. I've heard the same line since I was 18 that I look younger for my age, not really older. I just don't care if people think I look older or younger. I I do get told that I look younger for my age. I've always been told that I look younger. It's very rare that people think that I look older, than what I am. So I thought to myself, no, so okay, so even if I went as far as meeting Justin Bieber, I couldn't feel like that I would want to tell him that, I need a little help, and I guess if he was my best friend in the world, he could just help me pay my student loans and everything. But if he believes that, I should try to earn my keep, then, I could help him make the best remake of Saturday Night Fever. And I just I'm just thinking, no, it's just, I have a lot of ideas and thoughts in my head, but I can't put myself into a direct path that's going to lead me to a fulfilling destination. It's like, I feel like life is not going to really change from here and there. Well, no, it's been this way for the past 5 years. It's been this way ever since Barack Obama was the president of the United States. It's sort of been this way for the past 7, 8 years. I haven't really been doing anything. Life hasn't been changing too much, and it's like I just spent the last decade of my life just spending time at home with my family, which is really sad because I didn't have to go to college and, put myself through death if this is where my life was going to end up, just nowhere in a circle but at home. It's like I didn't really have to spend time at college. I didn't really have to spend my time and money at college if this is where my life was going to end up, like right here at home in a pitiful space in the living room. I tell my mom and dad that we should move, and I seriously need my own bedroom, but they're not able to do anything for me. They can't or won't do anything for me. Um, I tell my mom what I think or feel, and she just sort of blows me off. And I'm too old to call child abuse um, on my parents, but it's like, I feel like, I'm enduring abuse at home by like sleeping in the daily. I feel like I'm just enduring a lot of abuse at home by just having nothing but a space in the living room to eat, sleep, and piss. And so, I just showed up to Hillsong, New York City, Sunday, and the best thing that I got was the New Testament Bible that has been published by Hillsong, New York City, and that's about it. And um, I know some Christians might think I changed my life by showing up to Hillsong, New York City, but I know Sunday was just another day where I found something to do to pass time, and that was Hillsong, New York City.